Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a lot minutes since I done an interview session here in the Madhouse. We got an interesting person. I haven't talked in a good minute, but he's been causing a bit of a stir with him and his group of friends, to say the least. As the late, let's bring it up the Advocate Fox. How you feeling, Fox? It's been a while since we last talked.
It's a wonderful question, isn't it? How do I feel? You said something there that I need to bring up. You mentioned my group of friends. Can I ask you something?
True.
Do you have friends?
Some, yeah.
You have friends? Good.
Mm.
If you were in a situation where you felt uncomfortable, like you were being completely surrounded and there was nothing you could do to end it, do you think your friends would be there for you in that moment? Do you think
Of
they'd
course.
protect you?
Yes.
Of course. That's the correct answer. Where were my friends?
I don't
No
know.
answer.
I don't know. There might look like they're in the weed farm for one match they were at,
Uh,
and we don't know where the pagan god was.
yeah, that makes two of us. That makes two of us that don't know where the pagan god was.
And now we found out the farm's going to have the war games match. How you feel about that? No.
How do I feel about that? How do I feel about that, Miss Turner? I don't know what to feel anymore. Because one second, I feel that I'm about to go into war to regain my international championship. And the next minute, I am on the floor. That's what I feel.
Knowing that Apollo is going to be one of the competitors in that match, you might get your reputation, get your abundance on him for being in it.
You know, I remember seeing Nick Apollo a long time ago for the first time, and I watched him. I made my notes about him, and I thought something to myself. I said, this kid has the talent, he's got the desire, he's got the drive for greatness, but he does not have the discipline. In a lot of ways, he reminded me of myself before the farm. Maybe too much of myself before the farm. Maybe that's what drove me to hate him. Maybe that's what drove me to despise him, was the fact that I saw the same free-spirited individual that I used to be, that I recently felt again. How do I feel about Nick Apollo being involved with DOA? I don't, because I don't feel Nick Apollo is in any way part of DOA. I feel like what the farm has done, especially for Madhouse, what the farm has done for professional wrestling has caused such an outrage both externally and internally that every force possible has desperately clinged together, regardless if they're teammates or buddies or friends, to desperately try and take it down. Take the farm down. Take us down.
Mm. I know I got my own personal opinions on the situation ahead because of my beloved boyfriend Blakey is be in that match, and we see how he isolated him and dot him and Blair, and and how you again. This is all about you and your point of view on things about that situation,
No,
and
no, 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 Miss Turner. You don't want to make it all about me when you mention your precious boyfriend, Blakey, someone who I have plenty of history with, who has yet again desperately pulled themselves into the mix to try and do anything in their power to take down the farm. How is Blakey? How's he sleeping at night? Do you know how he's sleeping at night?
a little bit irritated.
Good. As for the farm, I don't know what happens in war games. I don't know what's going to happen between myself and the pagan god. I don't know what's going to happen to myself and Blair. I don't know what's going to happen to myself in Act now, but frankly, that's a conversation that needs to be had. I have only just now stepped back foot on the farm since leaving, and it's been dead quiet ever since.
Hmm. Back on another thing, what happened with you and Apollo is that he cost you your title match.
Hmm.
How did that make again? Since that all happened and making you lose to Tyler Savage, costing you to get regain your title.
Thank you for all these positive questions that are going to get me into a great state of mind, by the way. How do you feel, Advocate, about the greatest tragedy of your life occurring? How does that make you feel? By the way, how do you feel about your brotherhood falling apart in front of you? But no pressure. War Games is just around the corner for you. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? I feel wonderful. I feel great. I feel like a brand new human. As a matter of fact, ever since I've stepped back on the farm, I have just felt so fucking wonderful. That's how I feel. Is that what you want to hear? Is that what the farm wants to hear? Is that what Madhouse wants to hear? Is that what our great pagan god wants to hear? That I'm happy? That I'm just fucking dandy? Here's how I feel. Here's how I fucking feel. I feel like I have had the greatest year of my career. I have stood beside some of the greatest men and women to ever compete in professional wrestling. I feel like I was finally finding my place, that I belonged to something greater. I preached the fucking gospel of something greater than myself, greater than any individual. I put myself on the line for those people. And the moment I needed them, and then I put myself in a position where I knew no matter what happened to myself, I was in a losing battle. Either I would lose my championship forever, or I would lose my faith in what I belong to, and I walked away with it! That's how I feel.
I know it's a lot of stuff has happened, frustrations in the air, but you got a way to get your anger out on people coming up.
I gotta find a way to get my anger out on people. Absolutely. If anything encourages me inside of war games, if anything encourages me to be on the side of the farm, it is the fact that I am going to go into that hell-like structure, wrap my hands around the throat of anyone in my way, and do what I have to do to get my frustrations out. You're right. I do have to find a way to channel my anger. Before it was just suppressing it, pushing it down deep inside of me like the pagan god told me to do. Don't feel your anger here now. Feel your anger somewhere else. Let your anger channel out in a healthy way, he told me. But now, I don't have those channels. So I have to do what I have to do. If the farm wants me on their side, regardless how I feel about them currently personally, I'm stepping into that cage and causing as much fucking chaos as I choose to.
It is going to be a chaos type of match. Who knows what's going to that kind of structure? This is the first time we're having that kind of match in Madhouse.
And if my way goes the way it does, it'll be the last time Madhouse has this type of match. Because the carnage that will be caused on that day from my hands will change Madhouse indefinitely.
Whew. That is the thing we're going to see what happens in the future after War Games because there's a lot at stake for basically for Madhouse and for the farm basically for this.
Hmm. I suppose so.
Well, you got any final words to people in the Madhouse to watch out for?
The only thing they need to watch out for is me. There's nothing else to worry about. All these efforts that you're putting into all these different entities and organizations, put all your targets on my back. Bring all your arsenal, all your infantry, bring everything you've got. Come war games, there will be hell to pay, and anyone who stands in front of me, its victim. There are no friends, there are no allies, there is only the end goal. Madhouse, do not stray.
I would say thank you everyone for watching this interview with me and the Advocate. I hope you guys got a good evening.